Hello, welcome to a new long form video. Now, this is different from many of my usual long form videos because usually it'd be like a minion sort of thing. But since it's the 10-year anniversary of my channel, I decided, I might as well make like kind of a continuation of my first ever video, which was not 10 years ago, but close enough. And instead of showing how to solve a Rubik's Cube, I might as well show my collection, right? Because at the time that was my only Rubik's Cube, but I've grown a lot more, so I might as well show them off. And don't worry, I won't show them off too much, just a little bit, so the video won't be too long. So here's the one that was in that video, just a classic 3x3. I'm sure you guys have seen it loads of times. I have several variations of the 3x3. Like you can see this dollar one that's not solved. I have a bunch of those. I won't show off every single design. I'll just go off and show the most interesting ones. So first we got this one. So it looks all black at first, and you might not like how black it is, but then you know it's like heat sensitive, and it's kind of cold in the room, so I don't know if you can see it, but like as you warm it up like more, it's supposed to like kind of change color. You see like this tile's getting more green as I rub it more, and I won't waste my time too much on that. Um, some other interesting ones include this Lego one. It's just a 3x3 with Lego tiles on it, so you can like put Legos on it. Pretty interesting. Um, this one is like it's a weird magic cube kinda. Um, it's not really supposed to be a solvable cube, so it looks solved right here, and right here it doesn't look solved. So the point of the trick is to kind of make it look like it's solved. Like I don't know how you're supposed to do that with this cube. I just got it. I don't know. I didn't get like an instruction book with it. Here I got like it says world's smallest Rubik's cube, but there's ones they sell that is smaller than this. But this is the smallest one I have, so it's pretty cool. Um, and then is there any other 3x3 variants that are interesting? Not really, except this one. This one's really interesting because it's still a 3x3 variant, but like you can't tell because it looks all twisty and stuff. But if you know how to solve a 3x3, this one should be pretty easy to solve as you know how to do it. If you know how to do it. Um, there's some other 3x3 variants I have, but I'm sure you guys want to see more interesting cubes, so let me just go over those. So you might have already seen this and you're already wondering what it is. Yes, it is a cube. It's kind of broken and stuff. But it's a 2x2 variant. So um, you can see my 2x2 right here. It's basically that, but it looks like a Naruto. So yeah, you can see it's kind of it's kind of broken, as I said. I didn't think it'd break on camera, but let's keep the pieces off to the side and I'll fix it later. So there's the Naruto one. Probably shouldn't have grabbed it. Here's that again. Next, I got this like ball cube, which is not solved right now. So let me just solve it real quick for you guys. Okay. Okay, and there we go. We got this ball cube solved. And you already know how it works because I showed you, so that's pretty cool to be honest. Alright, next I'm going to show you. This would have gone hard in 2017. It's a kind of fidget spinner cube. It's not really a cube, but it's a puzzle. You can still turn it. The cool thing about this one is that it can shapeshift, and shapeshifting cubes are interesting to solve. That basically means you can like do this with it, and like it morphs into all sorts of weird shapes, and so that always makes it really fun to solve. Um, and that's that one. Um, here in the bottom row, the last interesting cube I want to cover is this cool one. It's a keychain, though I call it a 1x3 because it's like 1x3. And I always joke around saying this is the hardest one in my collection because it's clearly so complex. All right, all the ones in the bottom row done. So I'm going to go to my second row, which is a bit more interesting. So first of all, we got this tube thing. Um, This is another 3x3 variant, but what makes it cool is that it works as a tube. So like if you had a little metal ball, which I do not have, you can guide it through and like try to create like your own like paths and stuff. And I already went over some of them in the second row, so I won't spend too much time. But here's the Pyramix, which is a very popular one. Very satisfying to solve. Pretty easy. It's um, it's a triangle. It's not much to say about that one. This cube was one of my hardest ones I ever had to solve. It is solved right now, but you might notice it's like changing colors. That's because as you turn it, like the some of the tiles decide to like shift what color they are. And so the goal is to try to like make it so that all tiles on the same side are the same color, like when you show it at a certain angle. So here they're all blue. Here they're like orange. It's hard to see it. There it's orange. Here's green. There's red. White is the hardest to see, but like there it is, like right this or something. And then yellow is like this. So it took me a long time to solve that one. Here's a 4x4. It broke one time like it did with Naruto, but I was able to put it back together. And it doesn't seem to break anymore. So, you know, again, 4x4 is a pretty not too bad to solve. I mean, you do need to know some extra steps if you know how to solve the 3x3. But, they're really fun to learn. And next we got this weird one. I don't know what it's called, but it's cool. I forgot how to solve this one actually. I used to know, but it left my mind, so I'm gonna have to look that up again. This is again a 3x3 variant. So it's not a different way of solving it, but it still trips up a lot of people because instead of colors, you have to rely on shapes and like ratios or whatever. And so it's always like fun to see it like morph like that. Oh yeah, and then again, I got all of these cubes since like that first video. So it's like I built this collection. So it's really really fun. Here's another triangle cube that I have. Two more triangle cubes. So this one, oddly enough, is a 2x2 variant, which you might not believe me. When you hold it like this, you can kind of see like the square. That yeah. So it's basically just a 2x2, and then this one is different. Then the 2x2, obviously, you can tell there's not really a certain square angle that like fits good. However, what there is a similar structure to the Pyramix, which is this triangle one. So if you know this one, like the Pyramix, you can solve this one. So that's cool. All right, nothing really in the second row I want to talk about that's like super interesting. If you guys want a more in-depth view of these, you can just let me know. But we're going to move on to the third row, which is up top, which you guys cannot see, so I'm just going to change the camera angle real quick. All right, you guys can kind of see the third row now, and wow, you can already see a lot of interesting ones. And pardon me if my like setup falls in random moments in the video because I'm stacking boxes in order to kind of keep this elevation. So excuse me for that. So let me just show you some interesting ones that are here. So we got this one that's called, I believe it's called the square one. Let me open it real quick. And right out of the gate, you can already tell how weird it is. It's even weirder when you move it. Like it's like so scary. Look, like and it looks so like hard to solve, and it is hard to learn. But or no, it's not hard to learn. It's easy to learn, but it's hard to learn on your own. So with a tutorial though, it's not too bad to solve. Okay, let me put that back and let me show you this cube that's right next to it. And this one is a 5x5. It's a pretty small 5x5. And again, if you know the 3x3 and 4x4, you should be able to learn the 5x5 by yourself, which is how I solved it. I just learned 3x3 and 4x4, and then I challenged myself with the 5x5, and I was able to solve it. So that's cool. Let me put that back in this box, and I keep these in the box so they don't get damaged. Um, I'm gonna show you another popular cube. Let me move these out of the way. This one is pretty popular. I'm sure you've seen it before. It's called, I believe, the Mega Minx is what it's called, and it looks very scary to solve as well. But technically, this is just a 3x3 like extension. So it's not a variant because it's not the same as a 3x3, but it's basically a 3x3 with steroids. Like as you know, the 3x3, it shouldn't be too terrible to solve that one. Though I used a tutorial to solve that one, so I don't know for sure. But people say it's like a 3x3. Um, Let's see if there's anything else, and the rest is pretty much a variance, except I'm pretty sure you've noticed this by now. The behemoth in the middle. Um, I have never even convinced myself to mix this up, clearly because I'm scared of mixing it up. It's an 11 by 11 Rubik's cube. It's a really really nice like thing to my collection. It's so cool. But again, I'm too scared to mix it up, and even worse, I'm scared of breaking it, which would be a nightmare to put together. So I'm sure this will be super safe in my shelf for now. Okay. Third row is basically done. There's not really anything interesting I want to say about the third row other than just some other variants or just stuff. So I'm going to go to the top row and show you some stuff that's right there before I end off the video. All right, we're on the fourth row now. And yep, I'm sure you noticed it by now. This huge one. I don't want to take it out because it's kind of holding stuff in place. So just keep it there. But it's what you'd expect from a giant 3x3. Um, this one again, it's a 4x4 variant, but it's interesting enough for me to mention. It's like a checkerboard thing. So it adds either extra challenge or makes it easier, depending on how you view it. To me, it was kind of easier to solve because it's only two colors you have to worry about. But though some people find it hard, they have to know the pattern. And again, not much going on in the top row. This is the last one I really want to talk about, which is my gear ball. It's a Let me see if I can get it out of the box. Um, and yeah, I bought most of these, so it was a. You can tell me whether it was a wise decision to purchase all these. Me personally, I'm very proud of my collection. Okay, here it is. So, it does this cool little spinny thing, and again, it looks scary, but it's not. Oh, you can't see it. Okay, here you go. It does this cool spinny effect when you turn it. You can see the gears like spin, and then like this, it looks solved until you notice these things are out of place. So when you see that, you just gotta keep like turning it like that, and so eventually it's solved. So that adds a little bit of extra challenge. It's not too terrible to solve. Okay, so I guess that's all my cubes that I really want to talk about in detail. If you guys have any questions about ones I didn't talk about or ones that I did, let me know in the comments. And again, I know this is like kind of anticlimactic video for a 10-year anniversary, but you know, I feel that it'd be a great like opportunity to be able to extend upon my first ever video, which was my Rubik's Cube video. Honestly, that video was what started my channel, so it would make sense for me to make a 10-year anniversary about Rubik's Cubes. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I promise I'll make more skits. I know I haven't been making a lot lately. Um, but thank you for watching. And don't worry, I'll fix the Naruto after this. It's still broken by the way. Um, yeah, thanks for watching.